So the state budget still not revealed. You as taxpayers in the state of Illinois don't know how it's going to go, and today's the last day of scheduled session. While we heard a lot of debate from what happened in the Illinois Senate yesterday, some of the lack of budget came out in the Illinois House. And State Representative Jeff Kiker, after bills were passing left and right, there's no sign of a budget. He took to the microphone for a point of personal privilege and laid this out.
Please state your point.
Madam Speaker, we to date haven't seen a draft copy of any budget yet, and we're approaching our deadline. We're due to be out of session tomorrow. So I'm just wondering if anybody in the chamber has seen a draft copy or when one might be available, or also any revenue estimate upon which that budget is going to be based.
The chair will inquire.
Thank you.
So, no revenue estimate yet? Typically, we can get to the minutia, but the state constitution requires a revenue estimate before they pass a budget. We haven't seen that yet, an official House or Senate resolution on a revenue estimate. But it got even more, concern from Republicans on the House floor as they started passing a series of different resolutions. And here's how that went between State Representative C.D. Davidsmeyer and the Speaker at the time.
It doesn't set a date. It doesn't cost state any money. Generally, resolutions like this and the last 4 or 5 resolutions are on agreed resolutions. Is there a reason why you're trying to go through all these resolutions just to keep us here, waste time? I'm just trying to figure out what we're doing.
Agreed resolutions are only death-related or congratulatory.
I don't believe that is true.
That is the answer the clerk gave me.
Come on. I've been here for 10 years. That's certainly not the case. I believe that we're trying to waste time. We're trying to waste everyone's time, keep busy. I agree with this resolution. I support this wholeheartedly, but generally this is not something that we see up on the board, have a discussion on, and go through. I urge that the Speaker quit wasting everyone's time. We put this on agreed resolutions, and we all move on, and we come back either tomorrow or next week when we have a budget.
And State Representative Dan Calkins got up and shared his thoughts.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the final few hours here before we've been scheduled to adjourn for nearly 5 months, and we've not seen a single page of what will probably be several thousand pages and probably a $50 billion budget. The House calendar came out in January. Governor's budget address was in February. It's now the middle of May. We've been here for about 15 weeks, and yet the governor and the majority party has no problem with no one outside the secret circle knowing what's going on. At this point, there are only 2 options, and neither of them are acceptable. We will either be here until the wee hours of Saturday morning, voting and debating a budget that we have seen for less than 2 days, spending tax dollars while the actual taxpayers are asleep. Or we'll be here days after scheduled adjournment, breaching our promise to families, staff, and taxpayers of a reasonable legislative schedule and costing taxpayers thousands of dollars in additional spending to have their government work extra days just because the people in charge are irresponsible. In the Capitol building, we suspend the rules, cut corners, break promises, and keep secrets from millions of people. It is this kind of behavior that has landed many a lawmaker in prison. This chamber might be 78-40, but make no mistake, 118 districts should be ashamed of their government. They should be ashamed because transparency, especially fiscal transparency, is dead in Springfield.
So, again, a lot of concern about the lack of a state budget and what we're going to see happen today. We'll keep you posted, all right? It is Springfield's Morning News now at 7 o'clock on WMAY.